This is part 2 of low-fat yoga. As a refresher, low-fat yoga was about developing muscles, the movement, the muscle control over the pelvis, over the core musculature. Step 2 is really going to be about some muscle building. So just as a review of step 1, we're in a seated position, we're forward on the chair, and we're going to rock our pelvis back and forth. And that's the first component of it. Second component is marching. Third component is legs straight out. And the fourth component was opposite arm, opposite leg. Saturday Night Fever. Okay. Now what we're going to do is the same thing, but now we're going to have some isometric contractions of the muscles of the core. Remember, the core, most important foundation is the pelvis, okay, the pelvic musculature, so we're going to tighten those, tighten our abdominal muscles, the back muscles, our posterior musculature, and we're going to contract the diaphragm. So as we're doing this isometric contraction, it's going to be a little bit hard to breathe, but you want to breathe shallow. So in between each of the sets, what we're going to do is take a deep breath in through our nose and then breathe out through pursed lips. Let's demonstrate that first. In through your nose and out through pursed lips. Okay? Now, here's the first part of the exercise. I'm going to contract my muscles of the diaphragm, muscles of the abdomen, around the back, and as well as my pelvis. I'm going to hold that position tightly, and I'm going to march to the count of 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then I'm going to take the deep breath in through the nose and out through our mouth. And again, another set. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Deep breath in through your nose and out through your pursed lips. Great. Next exercise and the component is legs straight out. So again, isometric contraction, legs straight out, back to neutral, legs straight out, back to neutral. Do that to the count of 10. Deep breath in and out. Again, repeat it one more. We're going to do it 2 more times. So I'll repeat it one more time. Contraction of the abdominal muscles. We're contracting isometric. Our core is nice and tight. And legs straight out. Back. And play a little soccer here. 9 and 10. And then deep breath in and out. And then the next component is same exact routine. We're going to strengthen our muscle. We're going to do the isometric contraction of our core and opposite leg, opposite arm. Now, that's the basic component of step 3 with the isometric contractions. You're going to tie these together because you're going to do both exercise not simultaneously. That'd be impossible. You're going to do both exercise one right after the other. Okay? But we can actually make this a little bit more difficult by adding some components to it. We can actually add a little disc, which is air-filled and actually can be controlled based on a little valve on the bottom. And I'm going to sit in that, and I can actually get more proprioception because now as I'm moving around on the chair, it's going to give me more proprioception. This is in place of using the ball, because that would be the next step. You can actually do this in a ball. And most of you have the actual rehab exercise instruction sheets. You'll see that most of the exercises are done on the ball. We're eventually going to get to that because that's important. Okay? But that's the component. We've done step 1 and step 2. The next video we'll talk about step 3. This, by the way, the cushion or the actual disc that I'm sitting on also has the ability that during the day, if I'm sitting for, let's say, an hour, done my exercise, I can actually sit on this and then actually rock back and forth, get some proprioception, and get some motion in the joints and help circulate the synovial fluid. This is Dr. Bob with Low Fat Yoga, step 2. Any questions, send me an email at drbob at drbobrosenberg.com, and we'll be glad to answer them in the next question and answer session. Bye for now.